Okay, so this was a problem asked over email, problem 4.5.77, and the directions are they ask us to multiply. I'm going to cover this up for a second. They ask us to multiply this, okay? And I think in the email question, the person had asked, that they were getting confused by the box method. And so I'm going to assume the online program is showing you how to do this by a box. I actually think it's easier to not do it by a box. So I'm going to show you how to do it the way I would teach it. The first thing I would do is I'd actually rewrite it so that this binomial term is first, because it's easier to think about taking each of these binomial terms and multiplying all the way through this. You only have to keep track of two things that you're distributing. If you do it in this direction, you have to take this and multiply it through the x squared, multiply it through the x through, and the 1 through. So I just think it's easier to do it this way. And what we're going to do now is we're going to take this 19x, that first term in the binomial, and we're actually going to multiply it through each of these pieces. Okay? So when I take 19x times x cubed, I get 19x to the fourth. When you multiply like bases, you add their exponents. Okay? And then 19x times x squared, that is 19x cubed. And 19x times x, that's 19x squared. And 19x times 1 is 19x. Okay, so that's this first one, taking that first one and distributing it all the way through. And now we're going to take this negative 19 and we're going to multiply it all the way through. Okay, so negative 19 times x cubed is a negative 19x cubed. And then we have a negative 19x squared, a negative 19x, and a negative 19. Okay? Alright, so what we want to do now with this whole big long thing is we want to collect like terms. So let's just go in order. I see first of all that I have a 19x to the fourth, and that doesn't have any like terms with anything else in the problem, so I'm just going to cross it off my list. Okay? And then I have a 19x cubed right there, and a negative 19x cubed right there. So those actually add to be 0, because their coefficients will add to be 0. And then here I have a positive 19x squared, and here a negative 19x squared. So those also add to be 0. And positive 19x and negative 19x also add to be 0. And then we're just left with the minus 19. Okay, so this is your answer here. There's nothing more to be done. It's just 19x to the fourth minus 19.